Howdy, folks. It's Charles Deering and
Russ Clarity.
there you go.
There was a little delay there. Sorry about
that. This is season 1, episode 11. Not one single person on the panel. Of course, that could be my own fault since we originally had it to where it would just be me and Russ. But since we're running out of topics, the midday and evening shows will be with full panels if people come. But nobody came. I said I wouldn't cry. Anyways, I'm out of Gatesville, Texas. On YouTube, I am Charles Deering Scroll. On Facebook, I am the Charles Deering, and I have woodenvisions.com if you're into buying scroll saw patterns and watching these videos if you're not watching them on YouTube. Old Russ there's in Mulberry, Florida. I'll let you tell him the rest. He's been doing woodworking since he's knee-high to a grasshopper, but I'll let you tell him the rest.
Yeah, I've been doing woodworking since I was knee-high to a grasshopper and scrolling for, 35 plus years. I started scrolling probably in, I'm thinking somewhere around 79, 80, 81, somewhere in that area.
I started in 1997, I believe. We have 0 viewers, so right now we don't even have to impress anybody. I'm kidding. Hopefully we'll have viewers in the future. We will not deny it. We are flat, running dry on topics, so we rely on the Q&A to keep us going. I don't ever want to end the show, but it may change names at some point because we may have to come up with a new premise to talk about. We do have one viewer. It's probably either Paul Keene or Edward Natras, because Paul Keene said, "Look, I'm here on time to watch it live. So hi, Paul or Ed or whoever you are. Whoever you are, say howdy." And we suddenly got 3. So y'all say hi, y'all ask questions, so we don't look like idiots any more than we already do.
We actually had a 5 hours ago, somebody by the name of Braxton
Worthland.
Yeah, 5 hours ago, he said he could hardly wait for the show, in other words, on YouTube.
Yeah, if everybody had that enthusiasm, by God. He goes by Timber Manufacturing. I don't know what he goes by on YouTube, but maybe Bob Rawson is here. Nice to see you, Bob. The panel is open if y'all want to join. There's plenty of room. We have room for 8 more people. I can't remember Braxton's YouTube name. It may be Braxton Worthland, but a lot of people have so-and-so workshop. But anyway, he's not necessarily a scroller, but I don't think he's anti-scroller. Excuse the crap out of me. It only happens when it's live, and I have the camera on Russ while I'm talking because I'm organized. Well, I might as well show y'all what I have been working on. Unfortunately, due to the sad passing, this is a pattern of BB King. I still need to fine tune it before I release it to the public, but that is the design I'm currently working on.
Mr. Blues himself.
Yep, the king of the blues. I believe he was 89, died in his sleep. I forgot what I was going to say. God, I'm organized today. So that's the trip. Stop screen sharing. We are good. Now,
Bob Rawson commented in the Q&A, okay, I did my first one-board bowl on Friday, inspired by the young lady you had on a while ago.
Carol Rothman. Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah. Oh, I should say hell. We got 4 viewers. We appreciate y'all watching, and congratulations, Bob Rawson, on that. Thank you for reading that, Rustopher. I'm mental. Okay. So, yeah. Bloody, why do people always write to me while I'm doing the show? It could be related to the show, is why I'm.
Well, since you I put the camera on me, and I'll.
Sorry. That was Mark Sherman saying he's at work as well. He's not on the panel.
Oh, I know. He's working 2 jobs now, so.
He'd rather make a living than have fun with us. Can you believe that?
Yeah, really.
That's probably the case with most people, or they're just taking advantage of the decent weather.
I was going to say something about my the poster board back here again. I think Miter Mike told me the other day he's sending me a sticker to put on the poster board. But anybody wants to send me stickers when we have the Scrolling with Charlie show, either the noon or the night show, I'll have that up there with your sticker on it. So I don't know whose this one is in the middle. Can't figure that guy out. So
I don't know, but I'd check it out. He seems pretty cool.
but the Steve French sent me his. We love Woody wooden stuff, and then mine up there, and then of course, yeah, that's really a Charles. We know that. So, but yeah, send me a sticker and I'll put it up there. And also, if y'all haven't as of yet, I'll promote my little kitchen sign. I just made a video about how to make this, so it's on YouTube, Simply Wooden Creations. Run over there and watch it and subscribe to me. I need about 500 subscribers in the next 24 hours, or I'm not going to do any more videos.
That's funny. Bob Rawson says, so the cook is busy. Is Russ free to speak about his latest creation? He just did. Good timing, Rob.
Yeah, what do you want me to say?
I think you paid Bob to make that comment.
Well, if I paid him, he's a day late and $1 short.
I need to publicly thank two people, Miter Mike. He sent me a sticker as well, but I went and checked the mail as I was getting into my truck. My wife and I were going somewhere, and I can't find the envelope with the stickers in it, but I know we didn't throw it away. So I got Miter Mike's sticker too. I just got to locate the envelope it was put in. Sorry, Mike. But Mike and William Booth. I believe Miter Mike's last name is Murray. I could be wrong. But Miter Mike donated $75, and William Booth bought 2 pieces for $300 each, and that paid for my installation on my shop. And I have the camera on you again while I'm talking. Anyway, so my shop is coming along. I got 5 more sheets of OSB. That's not nearly enough to cover the whole thing, but I'm trying to do the computer room first, and we're still trying to get the internet run, but we only know so much about connecting. So we're working on that. That's a shop update. I know you're all dying to know about it. We have 5 viewers. Hopefully it doesn't drop to 1 right when I say that. Russ, what would you like to talk about? God, we're going to lose you.
I've got another project that I'm doing a video on this one too. I'll go ahead and talk about it, I guess. But this is a cross that I'm doing. It's about 11 by 16. If you can't see, it's for a lineman, as in electric lineman.
And you created that, right?
Yes, this is my design that I created. And a friend of mine that has bought I think his wife's father is a lineman. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, a friend of mine that worked with the fire department with me, his wife is connected somehow to linemen. I think her father's a lineman. And they asked me if I could come up with a cross, because he's bought several of my firefighter crosses because he was a firefighter also. Cool. And I came up with this design for it. And then he asked me the other day that they have a lady that's her husband got killed, electrocuted as a lineman. Oh. And she's going around and doing speeches and talks about safety and stuff like that. Asked me if there was any way I could make one of these for him and actually put his name on top. And I know she won't be watching this because it's going to be a surprise for her next Wednesday. So hope she ain't watching anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the terms that she's getting it under, but that's a nice design, sir.
Yeah, so we're going to present this to her next Wednesday, and I got to get it ready and get it finished and everything. And actually, from what he tells me, I don't know how he knows this, but somehow he said something like that she'll probably carry it around with her during the speeches and show everybody. So maybe I'll get a bunch of orders out of it before it's over with.
Good Lordy, you need to carry that sticker around with you too. Then I'm just.
Yeah, I'm gonna plaster a sticker on the back of it. So.
All righty, and thank you, Russ. In the Q&A, we have Paul Keene saying, "I'm in Winnetka, California, next door to Northridge, home of the 1994 earthquake. Nobody probably knows where Winnetka is, but Northridge can be found, also known as Earthquake Flats." Thank you very much, Paul. All right, y'all. There's 8. I'm choking.
Well, if you coughed, you didn't sneeze. So take the bless you back.
No, I'm yawning. Yeah. Okay, we're professional here. We have 9 viewers. If you have any questions, there's no such nice one, Russ, is what Bob Rawson says. And beautiful Russ and greetings all, says Jeffrey Super. Thank you for watching, Jeffrey. and Bob, and Paul, and the 6 other people that haven't said who they are. But if y'all have any questions, there's no such thing as a stupid question, because we all were beginners at one time and we didn't just figure it out. Well, some did, but any question, even if it's something we haven't talked about or something we have talked about. We have 10 viewers now, so if you're just joining us, in the upper right of your screen, you will see what looks like the top, the side of a Rubik's Cube. You click on that, and that's how you, I believe it'll be right here on your screen, right in there, not on my screen, on yours. You click on that thing. Look, we need what?
I said we need questions.
Yeah, because we look completely unorganized right now. We are running out of topics. This is why we're trying to do full panels and always have the Q&A. But I don't want to get rid of this show, but we are running low on ideas. So, well, one idea we can ask the viewers is, if we stop doing it about scrolling, what would you like to see the show about? Because I don't want to stop doing shows because we have fun doing them. But it has to be something I have a clue about, unless I'm just interviewing other people. Oh, God. Usually we have a mess of questions by now that get us going. But, okay, my next project, it's a personal thing, so I'm not. See how big of a mess I can make. This will be my next build video, or cut video. Are you able to see that?
Oh, yeah.
Tony Romo and the Cowboy Star, Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Thank you, sir. And I had the camera on you again. God bless America. I'm going to hold it up again because I'm an idiot. What is it with me today, man?
I don't know. I was doing that a lot when I had Mark and I were doing a couple of the shows, and every time I'd be talking like, yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. That's my current project. Well, my next build video. My next video might be me making that BB King.
Yeah, every time I turn around when I had Mark, when I was hosting and had Mark as my co-host, I would do that. I would be talking, and as a matter of fact, the first 2 shows when I did the intro, I think he was on, and I was doing the intro.
Okay, thank you, Russ. In the Q&A, Jeffrey Super says, "How's the shop going?" It's going, Jeff. I have all the insulation in, all the plastic covering all the insulation, and I've started the OSB on the computer room. I have 5 sheets sitting in the back of my truck covered in a tarp because it keeps raining, and I'm trying to build up the strength to bring them from my truck all the way around to my shop, and then I might have the whole computer room done. I don't know, but thank you for asking, Jeff. We have quite a few more in there I got to run to right quick. Thank you all for doing the Q&A, otherwise we'd be talking to ourselves. And Jeffrey Super also says, "Nice video on making the cook pattern, Russ."
Thank you.
Sure, I appreciate it. And yeah, Bob Ralston's saying, "No, I see Russ," because my dumb idiot butt didn't. Yeah. He says, "Any tips on working out the angles for scroll saw bowls?" Now, Bob, if you go to get Carol Rothman's first book, I didn't have it here. That has the formula in it. Dave Sherman joined us. Hopefully he has a camera and mic, but if I recall, he does not. But, you know, the more the merrier. God bless. I have to go say something, Russ. I got to close the side door.
I was going to recommend her book, too, because I haven't done hardly any bowls. I think I've only done like 1 or 2, and I don't even remember how to set the angles up myself. I have thought about in the future doing a few bowls, but I'm going to have to get her book and go over it. So myself, just to read up on how to do the angles. That's one of the few things that I haven't really explored that much. Like I said, I've done a couple, but it's been a long time.
You don't have her books, Russ?
No, I do not, because I tried a long time ago doing bowls before everybody was doing bowls, and it became the first few bowls I did. I actually cut them not on an angle, and just Yeah, trust me, it didn't work very good.
Yeah, it doesn't. I've found a few things out the hard way. In her first book, I wish I had it here in front of me. You can find it on Amazon and through Google. Thank you for joining us, David Sherman.
Well, what I was going to say is how I did it is I cut them all this, like, start out with a small circle and work my way and cut them out. But then I cut lines in different areas around the circle and staggered them and just used those lines. That kerf was enough to squeeze them together and make them a little bit smaller. I might even take some out a little bit to make them a little bit smaller and then glue them together. And that's how I did my first bowls.
Okay, thank you. And Jeffrey Super brings up a good point. I forgot to mention that she made a video this week and mentions a website for calculating those angles, and she goes by Scroller Girl on YouTube, I believe. I'm 99% sure that's what she goes by, is Scroller Girl. So if it's not in there, one thing I found, okay, in her first book, it has a little table about this big that says you're calculating the ring width along with the thickness of the wood you're using. But another thing you can do, I have to draw an example here. So, because I didn't know this question was going to be here. The only reason I didn't have this, this drawing won't do any good. So just you look for Scroller Girl on on YouTube, Bob, and you should be able to find that information out. If not, write directly to Carol Rothman. She is on Facebook.
Yeah, and for Scroller Girl is all one word and word. All one word, and it's all lowercase. It's SCROLLERGIRL. Scroller Girl, and because I have her on my YouTube and just went over and brought it up so you could see. And so she posted her video, 10 tips for a better bowl, 2 days ago.
Well, good. I didn't see that. I guess I'm behind on my subscriptions. Bob Rawson says, I did mine on the fly while waiting for some glue to dry. It wasn't planned or anything, and it sort of worked out. Okay, especially as I've only got a cheap saw. Yeah. Thank you very much, Bob, and I hope it does continue to work out for you. Okay, I wish I knew how to draw this out, because if you don't have the angle calculator, but if you do watch that video, she'll talk about it, so you're probably watching that right now, but I have it in my head how to draw it, but I can't figure out how to do it. But when Russ is talking, I'll try to draw it out. And he says, I'm subscribed to her channel after your show with her on. Good deal, Bob. I'm glad we could help her. Russ, say something clever for a while I draw these lines. Okay, cool.
Say something clever. I don't know what to say. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, how I did the bowl is I cut symmetrical circles and then took some out of the circle so it would collapse upon itself, so to speak, collapse in, so it'd make it slightly smaller, glued them all together, and then did a heck of a lot of sanding to make some of my first bowls. So, and that was a long time ago when I made some of my first bowls. And so I don't, I've never really made them doing the angles, and it's something I wanted to look at doing. That's the reason I want to pick up her book and go through it, and so I can read it. It'll help her out for number one, and she'll help me out for number two, and learning how to do bowls. And I'll try my hand at a few. So, all right. Charlie's still trying to draw.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna put the camera on me. These are terrible drawings, but this is on the fly. This is the bird's eye view of your rings. Ignore that because I messed up. But in line with where the circles are, on the side of the board, you draw a line straight down. This is an example of those lines that are straight down. Now, this may help you, because I think this, for me, because I'm limited on intelligence, I think this would work better than a formula. Yeah, I saw this done on somebody's video, and I wish I knew who to give the credit to. But let's pretend those lines are your lines on the side of the board, representing where the edge of each ring are. In order to to get the angle perfectly. I'm trying to angle everything perfectly in front of the camera. You tilt your table until this ruler right here is your scroll saw blade. You tilt your table until the bottom corner of one and the top corner of the other are touching, and that will give you the angle you need. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So if you don't know the angles to do, this is a method I have not tried yet, but I saw it and said, duh, that's probably a good idea.
Well, heck yeah, because so in other words, if your circles are a half-inch wide, those lines would be 1/2 inch each wide, and then that makes sense.
You just bevel your table and obviously eyeball it, and once again the ruler represents, and you just go from the bottom of one to the top of the next, and it should just go right in line. And I use spiral blades to do these bowls, so I have to do more sanding than the average person.
That's dead burn magnificent.
Well, thank you. This is an example of a vase you can do on a scroll saw. This was done out of cedar slab of cedar wood. Duh.
You might have saved me money. I don't have to buy her book after all.
Oh crap! Sorry, Carol.
I was just kidding. I wanted to buy it anyway.
She actually has 2 books out, 2 or 3, I think. I don't remember. 2 parallel lines, the thickness of your wall thickness, as says Jeffrey Super. 2 parallel lines, the thickness of your wall thickness, as long as your wood thickness. Okay, the tip the table from the top of one line. Okay, he says exactly what I was trying to show. Thank you, Jeff. That's what I was trying to illustrate. Hopefully I did that. Very cool way to do it. Or yes, cool way to do it. Thank you, Bob. I hope that helps somebody. Yeah, the possibility with bowls were just endless. But I don't know if I did it on this one. I may have. But usually the middle ring, I think the middle ring on this one happens to be pine, but I could be wrong. But I always do that one straight up and down, and basically you're just doing a bowl twice. This is a bowl and this is a bowl, and you don't put a bottom on it. You put a neck, and then you start another one. And it's not the prettiest thing. It's not perfectly round because I'm not that good at it yet. And
that's good.
Thank you, sir. Bob is telling you to buy the book, Russ. Go do it now.
Yeah, I will. I have intentions in the future of making some bowls, and I am going to buy her first book so I can go through it. And we have Rusty Nails over on YouTube says, wondering if anyone cut metals like copper, aluminum, etc. Man, I can't talk today. I've done butterflies in copper and aluminum using the jeweler's blade on the scroll saw. I've cut some copper and aluminum before. Those are the only 2 metals I've ever cut. I really didn't care for it. Also cut some coins. I did them for a while, but how I found when you're cutting, number one, you got to cut copper or aluminum really thin, and number 2, the best way that I found out to do it was I would sandwich it between like 2 8-inch pieces of Baltic birch plywood, sacrificial wood, and put my pattern on the Baltic birch plywood and then cut it that way. And it worked out pretty well. It seemed like if I tried to cut it, especially since you're cutting thin, the edges would curl up on the, especially on copper, I found out, would want to curl up, and Baltic, with it sandwiched between the Baltic birch plywood, it held it nice and firm and straight. So,
yeah, if you do just straight thin metal, it'll ripple all over the place.
Yeah, it didn't work out very well. The time that I actually cut it, I'm trying to remember what blades I used. I think I used, I don't even remember. It's been so long since I cut it.
I'm a terrible example of different blades to use because I fear change. So.
I think I tried it with the regular, like, it's been a while. I think I tried it with regular scroll saw blades, and it worked out pretty good. But I think also, since Mike came up with, I think he's got blades on his site for cutting metal, and I think I bought some of them and it worked much better. But I used just regular scroll saw blades and it worked fine. Oh, well, I say it worked fine. I went through a lot of them doing it. But
yeah.
It worked.
All I've ever used is number 3 and number 5 spiral flat end. I just fear change. I figured if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But maybe I'm just scared to try something else. But Bob Rawson says, I've cut acrylic on the scroll saw with wood blades to make some router templates out of. Yeah, you got to go. The key is to go slow, correctly, so it doesn't melt. Correct, so it doesn't melt back together. Yes. Because the friction of cutting through it will make all these little it's not sawdust, it's acrylic dust. It'll just melt right back together, and you'll think, I just cut this. Why is it still stuck together?
And I would not use the scroll reverse or the ultra reverse blades. I would get like a skip tooth blade or something like that because of the fact that the scroll reverse and ultra reverse are cutting down and up at the same time, and that causes a lot more friction, which will cause it to glue back together. With your skip tooth blades, it making only one cut through it, you won't have as much problem doing it, but you still got to go slow.
10-4. Thank you for that, Russ. Jeffrey Super says, I've already read it as why I'm laughing because I can relate. He says, I did 2 shows over the last 2 weekends, and now I know why you guys don't do it. Apparently he had as good a luck as I usually do. Buffalo Works Ron, good to see you, Ron, says, I have a favor to ask. When you have time, if you could take a look at my first attempt at a YouTube video. It's a series and not all done at this time, but still a work in progress. I have 2 kinds of problems. One, the cutting, the other, the editing. The location is Buffalo Works Ron. I guess that would be the name of his channel, Buffalo Works Ron. We will do that. And anybody else watching, if you'd like to check out we have 11 people watching, so that's potentially 11 more views. Again, his name is Buffalo Works Ron on YouTube. So look up his videos to see his series about, and it is his first attempt at a YouTube video, so be nice to him. If you have a critique, just I don't have to tell my viewers to be nice. They already are nice. He said, I have 2 kinds of problem, the cutting and the other is the editing. I don't know if it means cutting the video down or cutting the cutting and then editing the video. The editing can be, I use the most basic editing crap, and that's Windows Movie Maker, Windows Live Movie Maker, whatever it's called. Russ has all this newfangled crap where he makes a sign attack him and crap.
I was going to come back to the cutting of the metal. And I thought so. Flying Dutchman does make, it's called the Ironman blade. Quality metal blade for cutting brass and copper. You can find, it goes through Wooden Teddy Bear now, but it's still, you can find them on Mike's site. They've just taken over his site. You can still order them through there. You can get the number 3, 5, 7, 9s. They're pretty cheap, $2.85 a dozen. And if you'll notice the little saw blade up there that they show in the illustration picture, it shows their teeth are all in one direction, and that would probably be a good blade also to try for cutting acrylic. Either that or the skip tooth. I think the skip tooth is what I use for the what you call a skip tooth.
I am not finding Buffalo Works Ron on YouTube, so
then they'll have to post back and tell us how to find him on YouTube.
Ron, if you can go to your YouTube channel, click on your name, and then copy and paste that address that shows up in the address bar, the URL, and let us know. We can look at it, because I was not able to find it. I tried Buffalo Works Ron, all one word, and then I spaced the words. Maybe it's Buffalo Work. Let's try that. I got it, because nope. Okay, so we'll hold off on that until we hear back from Ron. And the camera was on Russ again. So
see, now I can't tell when it's on me or not, because you're in charge. So
well, some people do their shows and they let the voice activation change the camera, but I always try to. Usually, I think I do a halfway decent job at it. Today, I'm just slipping. But whenever somebody starts to talk,
so keep messing up.
Yeah, only here for us. But whenever somebody's talking, I try to put the camera on them, and you would think that it's automatic because of the voice. That's the way it's set up on Google Plus. But I try to make sure it goes to them in case there's background noise on somebody else. So even though it's just us two, I'm doing it out of habit. Like right now, I'm getting ready to stop talking, and you're about to start saying something, and I'll put the camera on you.
Yeah, I'm here.
See? Okay, so that way, like for sometimes we have people that don't mute their mics, and The only time we really ask anybody to mute their mics is if they have children and wives and dogs and children running around. I already said children, but yeah, we have 9 viewers. We've already lost 2 or 3, so thank you all for watching.
Oh, did I talk about the? I know we just talked about the Flying Dutchman blades, but did I mention that I ordered some blades from Wooden Teddy Bear the other day?
You did, but it wasn't on air.
Okay, well, I'll do it on air now because I'm looking at
this is Russ. Just a moment, Russ. I got a disclaimer here. Excuse me, that I'm not smoking cocaine. I just don't want to have a runny nose on the show. Anyway, so Buffalo Works is all one word, and then Ron Bob Russin. Let me know, and then we will look it up. Or if you can post the link, that would be even better. What Russ is about to say is his opinion and fact only, so it does not represent the show or my opinion of Wooden Teddy Bear. You go ahead, Russ.
Well, it's not going to be bad, other than I placed an order for the first time through. Well, I take that back. This will be the second order. The first time I ordered a bunch of other blade types. I even forget Olson. I ordered some Olson from them, and it took quite a while. I took like 10 days to get the Olson blades. So I didn't really need a lot of blades, but a few of them I was getting low on. I decided to go ahead and place a pretty good, about a $60 order with them. And it comes just like it says Mike's Workshop. You would think it comes straight from Mike. The only thing that I did notice, they charged me the same that Mike's. I ordered them through his website. The only thing that I will say about it is when I ordered on a Monday morning, by Wednesday afternoon, I had my blades. So I ordered these on a Monday morning. It took them 7 days. The following Monday, I got them. So it's not a bad thing. I'm just letting people know that don't expect the 3 days like Mike Workshop used to give you. If you get into buying any blades, you better make sure you have them ordered out and ahead of time. They charged me the $3 like Mike did for shipping. I got my blades. They're all. You wouldn't really even know that they didn't come from Mike. They came in the regular packages, just like Mike used to sell. They have his name on the back, Mike's Workshop, but the phone number and the address are Wooden Teddy Bears. So just as a brief update to let everybody know. I know that they were all concerned about the takeover, and the service was good. I'm not complaining, other than the fact that it took me a little bit longer than what it would have Mike's.
Yeah, and my opinion on that is because Mike was strictly scroll saw blades and Wooden Teddy Bears patterns and parts and scroll saw blades, and I think they're doing their best to. And I'm not saying you're not saying this, Russ. I'm just saying it for the sake of my opinion is that because scroll saw blades aren't all they do, they're probably trying to work towards getting those things out quicker. But we're
still not bad if you think about it. It's just I know everybody's used to the blades being there in 2 or 3 days, so it wasn't bad service. I just want to make everybody aware that it would take at least a week to get your blades.
Yeah. And it may even be less depending on where you live. I mean, I'm guessing. I really have no idea. But Buffalo Works, Ron, it's just actually just the way his name is written. If you do Buffalo Works as one word and then space and then Ron, then you will find his channel. He has 8 videos up, an elephant mosaic and a butterfly and something about ace. I'm not on that page right now, but I went and looked. Excuse me. Good Lord. I just went and found it. Now he says, some of you see my problems now. I don't even drink, and I'm sitting here. I burp inwards. It's like a single hiccup. Alrighty then. So we have 11 viewers because my sound effects are running them off. Again, any viewers watching, if you have any questions, no matter how beginner they are, feel free to ask. No matter how advanced they are, feel free to ask. And if you have any ideas, if this show ever gets completely out of topics, if you have any ideas of a type of show you would like to see that we're capable of doing, please let us know. And again, this panel is everywhere. We posted links all over Facebook and even under the window on the Google Plus page where I posted the link for this thing. We have 8 spaces right here if anybody wants to join the panel, although we only have 24 minutes left. It'll go like an eternity because we're out of topics here. Russ, what are you working on currently? You just got done with your video, so you're probably not working on anything. So are you working on that cross you've already showed?
I'm working on the cross, yeah. I've got to have it prepared and finished by next Wednesday. I can do it. It's not, I mean, I can have it done.
That was me struggling for topics. What are you working on, Russ? You already showed us.
But yeah, I'm working on that. Then I've got another one that I'm right back to back. I got another one I've got to do. Or it's for another friend. He was a firefighter friend of mine. I went to high school with him, or actually went to junior high school, and together we graduated together. Then we both went to work for the same fire department, Polk County Fire Rescue. We've known each other since junior high school, a long, long, long time, and we lost him a couple of years ago to cancer. He passed away. Yeah, and so I'm making him a firefighter cross that I make, my design, and I've actually got his name on it, and we're going to take it out to his gravesite and put it there. So I'm working on it next after this one. So, but his name was Floyd Gear, a very good friend of mine. I miss him. Really nice guy. And
oh, Floyd, I know you're listening, so thank you for what you did for us, and Russ, thank you for what you did for us. I think firefighters, police, medical personnel, and soldiers, or Marines, or Air Force, Coast Guard, whatever they call all these people, Navy, sailors, blah, blah, blah. I think they should all be thanked every time I see military people, because I live in a town called Gatesville. It's right next to Fort Hood, so I'm constantly seeing military people. I always try to make it a point to thank them for their service.
I guess we can't post in the Q&A, can we?
No, we cannot.
All right. Well, I put it in his YouTube channel in the chat section.
Yeah. Yeah, I've already located it.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, I'm a day late and $1 short.
Story of my life. I'm not bored. I'm just tired. Buffalo Works Ron says, if you're looking for topics about how about a little on YouTube, just the basics kind of thing. I'm better at answering questions than I am giving a basic rundown on things. Kind of like when somebody says, how do you make your patterns? I don't know how to explain it. I do better. And Jeffrey super seconds that. So we got to tell people how to do YouTube. Hurry, Russ, help us.
Well, I mean, it's not how to do YouTube. It's how to edit your videos. We can talk about that we can talk about it some right now. We got a little bit of time, but
might as well.
Yeah. Well, first, I'll be honest with you. The first thing that I would tell you to do is go out and watch other people's videos, see how they have done theirs, and take from theirs, and kind of make your own. That's the only way I can put it. That's what I did when I first started to go back and watch my first 2 or 3 videos. They're like really, really, I consider bad. A lot of people said they were great, but I think I've come a long way in 7 videos, and especially in my editing. But watch theirs, and then I would get. I know some people can't afford it, but if you get what you pay for, and if you get a little bit better video editing software, you'll be able to do a lot more things. I know Charles uses a Windows Movie Maker or whatever that comes with Windows. It's great for beginning and starting off with, but you need to get, there's Sony Vega, I think, is out there. There is Adobe Premiere. I use Corel Video Studio Pro. Those are the 3 off the top of my head that I can think of that are out there.
That's why he has all these creative intros, because he knows how to do all that snazzy stuff. I just show pictures and play music. I'm gonna jump real quick, and we will continue the conversation. I'm just reading the Q&A. And Jeffrey Super says, I second your comments about Russ being a firefighter. It went away. Firefighter and all those who serve. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
And Bob Rawson just ordered Carol's bowl book. Yay. Carol, I'm gonna need a commission on that. Just kidding, just kidding. You earned every cent.
Yeah, I get some off of your commission.
Buffalo Works Ron says the videos on the channel other than the elephant one are just for practice, but don't bother with them. Thanks. Okay, one more. Dave Sherman says, Russ, what kind of finish are you putting on the piece since it will be outside? I don't know that cook sign will be outside, will it? No.
I think he's talking about the cross that I was talking about.
Oh, I knew that. Oh yeah, for the great. Okay, yeah, the great. I guess
we're going to do it. I'm going to do it with cherry, cherry. Wood holds up very well outside, and I'm going to give it several coats, actually a bath in linseed oil, old linseed oil. Going to thin it down with some mineral spirits and dip it, wipe it down and make sure you don't have any runs on it. Let it sit for a while. Dip it again, probably about 3 or 4 times, dipping it in boiled linseed oil. It works quite well. I've had good success with it over long periods of time. And also, I'll give you another little hint. How I found out, goes back way before scrolling, is all of the firefighters' axes, anything wooden handles that sledgehammers, whatever, the ladders even that we used during the fire service, they did not varnish them or polyurethane them or put any other coating other than linseed oil. That's all they used on them back in the old days for years and years and years. Yeah, number one, it protected them very well from water and the elements. They were fighting fires. Number two, it didn't hide rot and decay. It was very, very easy to detect if there was rot or decay in any of the handles or the wooden ladders also. And it also did resist. You didn't have to, over the years from exposure to heat, varnish will actually start to peel. So then you're going to have to strip the ladder down. So they didn't want to have that. And that does not happen with linseed oil. So that's what I'm going to use is boiled linseed oil protector. Just several dippings.
Good answers. Another thing, in case most people never really thought about it, the reason why you see most standard wooden fences made out of cedar is because they are naturally resistant to bugs and crap. So that's why people use cedar. So that's a good outdoor wood, especially if you don't mind something looking weathered after a while. I like the weathered look on certain things, but I like natural weathered stuff, not things imitated to look weathered.
JC's Workshop from on YouTube said, "Hello from France. What you do is great."
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
By God, I'm pretending I know French. I know oui oui and poo poo. Sorry.
No, that's wee wee and doo doo.
Dickie. And Dave Sherman says, "Thank you. You're welcome." I assume Russ would say the same thing. But Russ,
yes,
if you want to say your welcome.
Thank you.
No.
I mean, you're welcome.
We're polite here, but we ain't really organized.
Well, at first I was like thinking of something else. I'm sorry, and then I looked up and seen "thank you," so I just read "thank you."
Okay, let's try to jump back into YouTube in general. I don't know if this is a how-to, but a lot of people as beginners, and I still consider myself a beginner because I haven't even hit a year yet. But a lot of people want to. Well, you can film everything you do on your project, but you don't necessarily have to show every single cut. Especially with some of the ones I've put out, I show a few cuts, and then a lot of times it's fast forward to speed because people don't want to see you cutting a single thing real slow unless it's like 3 or 4 or 5 cuts. So you can reduce the length of videos that way. Another thing, you'd be surprised how many people use something as simple as a phone to record their videos. So you don't have to have snazzy lights and cameras and stuff. The quality of your videos is up to you, but a lot of times the content is what people are concentrating on. I don't consider myself a big name on YouTube. I'm only at like 1,800 subscribers, which I appreciate every one of y'all. I'm not downing that. I'm just saying there's people out there with thousands and thousands and thousands. A good example is Nick Ferry. He will tell you himself he's picky about how he does his videos. So you can get really bright lights to make sure everything's lit up the same. You can get a lapel mic, which I believe Russ there has, and I don't have one of the. I have one. I've just never used it. I just use what's right in front of me. This to film. I used to use my Windows phone, Nokia Lumia 1020 or 1040, whatever the heck it is. Anyway, when you edit, so many thoughts going through my head at once. In other words, you want to keep the video as short as possible, but still showing everything. So if that means fast forwarding part of it or doing the film quickly, 16 times speed or whatever is what I usually do mine on. And catchy music. But there are videos out there with pointers, but if they try to get you to buy something, you can ignore that.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of times I would keep it 50. I would keep your entire video. I would say definitely less than 20 minutes, and usually less than 15 minutes. And to touch base on what Charlie said, if your video editing software won't let you fast forward, or you're not sure about how to do it, yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm not going to sit there and watch you scroll something for 30 minutes. It ain't going to happen. I mean, I'm going to lose interest. So, but I do watch a lot of scrolling videos. I watch Charles. But if you can't fast forward it, just video some in the beginning, some in the middle, and then some at the end. And that way you can get all the, the beginning, middle, and end. And if you can't fast forward it, or don't fast forward it. But I'd say less than 15 minutes.
Yeah, most people would say, or a lot of the, because I've done a little bit of research on this, I've just slept since then, but they say 10 minutes is stretching it because the average viewer watches 5 to 7 minutes. So if you can keep your videos under that time, then you'll keep them around longer, because almost nobody watches a video all the way through unless they're really into it. But also, I forgot what I was going to say. So
if I don't watch it all the way through, and I'll be honest with you, I've watched most all of my videos when I watch them all the way through. But I do if it starts getting kind of boring, because I know I will skip through it, so to speak.
Yeah, like if they're cutting out 50,000 letters, you watch it cut a few letters and you fast forward.
Exactly, on my own. So I'm like, yeah. But I watched your videos. I watched all of them all the way through. It's just once like your Star Wars videos.
Yeah, that was pretty long.
Yeah, that was pretty long. So I did skip through some of that.
Yeah, I believe that was 17 minutes long. And in hindsight, I should have edited it down more.
I've been trying to. Patrick, a friend of ours that we know. I hope you're watching, Patrick. How you doing?
Patrick's Workshop on YouTube.
Sorry. He talked to me a couple of times about a few things, and one of the things was he said, "Yeah, my intro." He said, "Russ, buddy, your intro's way too long, dude." And I'm like, "Really?" And he's brought up a few points, and it really helped. In all sincerity.
Yeah, the quicker you can get to your point. I'm not saying buzz right through your project, but if you're gonna do a big, I don't have any examples right here in front of me because this isn't really detailed, so that video wasn't very long, but I still did it in 16 times speed, and that was with Windows Live Movie Maker. But keep your videos as short as you can and still show what you want to show, but take in mind you don't have to show every single cut. And you can do a voiceover if you have the ability to record audio, or you can just use music, and there's a lot of, you can just Google free copyright free or royalty free music, and the most popular guy is Kevin MacLeod, and it's Kevin, and it's spelled MacLeod, and Encomp Tech, I believe is the name of the website that has the most music. And also, they say interact with your viewers, because if you make them feel included, and I'm not really good at doing that except for on this show, but in my videos, it's mainly music, fast forwarded film, and text on the screen instead of me talking. But Russ was about to say something. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah, I purchased this lapel mic. It's wireless, and I really like it. It's given me a lot better sound quality since I've started using it. But the next thing I was going to suggest is just what you said, and that is if you do have poor sound quality, then do a voiceover. That's going to be a lot better than trying to post a video with poor sound quality, because you'll lose. I've been reading on YouTube and how to get better quality videos and keep people's attention and everything that we're talking about. And some of them you'll lose subscribers real quick with poor video quality or sound quality. So if you're going to sacrifice one or the other, and you've got good video quality and poor sound quality, then do a voiceover, because that'll help make up for it.
10-4. Much obliged. Bob Roston says, one tip. I've done this. Check the camera is recording before you do that once only process. I've done once only process only to find the camera wasn't recording. I was using a dead battery in my camera. And so unless you want to redo the project, then you could screw yourself by forgetting to check to make sure you have the right battery in there, or a charged up battery, or make sure you see that little red thing that says
I
it's
did.
recording.
I'll the intro for this. Where is it at? I said stick it behind me. The kitchen sign, the intro for it. I didn't forget didn't forget anything I thought and made it, and then went back and watched it. And the little lapel mic right here, it has a little button that the main receiver was on, the camera was on. The little lapel mic has a button right here to turn it on, and I forgot, so there was no sound. So I'm sitting there going, talking the whole time for like 10 minutes, and there's nothing. JC's workshop said, what'd you say? How did you say that in France? Hello, or you're welcome, or whatever.
Merci beaucoup.
Well, he says merci.
Merci. I don't know what the beaucoup means. Maybe it means very much. I'm not sure. Jeffrey Super says, for me, after watching someone scrolling a few times, I get it. So now I fast forward to that scrolling part of the video. Again, for me, I'm looking for tips and techniques.
Yeah, if you've scrolled for a long time, you can only watch somebody scroll.
I agree, and that's why I need to broaden my my stuff. There's a guy, real good friend of mine, Ray Bridewell, is trying to figure out how to watch us. He said he's signed in to Google, and he can't find us. But that's why you see me keep looking down as he's talking to me through Facebook messaging, and I'm trying to get him here.
Yeah, I'm going to say out to JC's workshop. We appreciate you watching us over on YouTube, and if you want to join us on the chat, and if you have a Facebook channel, reach out to Charles or I am Russell Clarity. Actually, I think it's Russell E. Clarity on Facebook, but Simply Wooden Creations also on Facebook, and then Charles Deering on Facebook. Reach out to us on if you're on Facebook, and we'll become your friend.
We'll be your friend. I had the camera on me that whole time. But sorry, by the way.
Well, that's all right. He could hear me, and but we appreciate you watching over on YouTube.
Okay.
You can join the panel if you got a camera and
yeah,
we can hear you.
I got to keep talking, Russ, because I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, you can join the panel. So we love to have more people on the panel. That way we can have look at other people's faces other than I have to stare at Charles's ugly face.
Yeah. Now I'm looking for a new co-host. Just kidding. I wish I could help this guy. And I want to. My phone's giving me all these notifications. Buffalo Works Ron says the music and voice over kind of stuff is what I need to learn. FYI, the elephant video is meant to be kind of long so that my family knows how long it takes to do a project. If I do others, they will be shorter for sure. And it's not a requirement. It's just if you're looking for a bunch of subscribers and views, it's those kind of things. But I mean, however you want to do it is what really counts. But
yeah, if you want to make a 30-minute video, that's fine. It's up to you. But what we're trying to tell you is that to keep people's attention, if you want your viewer base to go up and have more people watching, in other words, is you want to make it short and sweet. If you'll watch most of your other YouTube videos, people that do woodworking, some of the ones that I'm not going to give anybody any more advertisement they already have, but if you'll watch some of the other guys, they have that have thousands of viewers. They keep theirs less than 15 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes, and it's to the point. Just boom.
Had the camera on me again.
That's all right.
All people see me down here is down here texting. Yep.
Careful, Charles. Not everyone has Santa for a co-host. Yeah, you ain't going to get nothing but a box of rocks this year, buddy.
Santa's mean to me anyway. I wanted to bring up, and I want to say this publicly only because I feel like I need to. Okay, Ray Bridewell is a very, very, very good friend of mine. Me and him are as close as me and Russ are. And that being said, I have not talked to him as much since I started a YouTube channel and since I started doing the shop stuff. So this has nothing to do with scrolling, but I want to apologize to everybody that I have not kept tabs with as far as friends and anybody that wrote to me. If I have written to you, is because I get overwhelmed and I lose my place. And I have the camera on Russ while I'm doing this sincere apology. I just want to apologize to people. I am not intentionally ignoring anybody. I am not throwing hints out there that I don't care about you as a friend. When I multitask, I'm very forgetful, and unfortunately, most of my friendships are suffering the consequences of that. So I want to let everybody know that if I don't like you, I'll tell you. Yeah, that was a really respectful way to put it. Go ahead, Russ.
It's really hard. Like we were talking to Patrick a while back when there was not only Patrick, but there's a group of us talking about the YouTube stuff and about respond. If people, that's another thing. If people put comments on your YouTube channel, you need to respond back in order to keep them, keep them interested and let them know that you care about them. But my point is when you start making this YouTube videos and you start putting them up there, and then you get 30 comments within 24, 48 hours, and then plus you're trying to monitor Facebook, plus you have your web page, plus you're trying to make more YouTube videos, it starts getting busy.
Yeah, and me and Russ don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of commenters, but I can understand them not being able to respond to everybody. But as a viewer and a creator, people like it when you acknowledge them. So I know me and Russ try to respond to every comment on our videos. But also, and I'm not good at doing this, but to interact with your audience in your videos, and I don't do that enough on the build videos because most of them are music and fast forwarded because they're so bloody detailed. But yeah, that is one thing content creators will tell you is interact with your audience. That's what builds your audience. And humor seems to help. But like the other day, I got an email saying the most popular videos are gamers and prank guys. But I don't understand the fascination with gaming. I mean, I have nothing against the gaming, but for them to make millions of dollars off people watching them play a video game and talk about it, I don't understand that. I'm sorry. And Rob Rawson says he tries to keep his videos to 10 minutes. Yeah, the 10 minutes is the max.
Yes.
They're like Daryl Eves and somebody else, I can't remember his name. I think it starts with a T. He will tell you 10 minutes max. Try to keep it 5 to 7 minutes, and you'll keep your viewer through the whole thing. But some people might tell you, but listen to the feedback of your viewers in the comment section and try to respond to every comment. Unless you have 10,000 subscribers, it might be a little difficult. I think the only time I don't respond to somebody is if I don't know what to do besides a thumbs up. But there are only so many ways you can say thank you, but I still try to do that. And Bob Rawson says, it frightens me when people comment on my videos and say that I have done something they have never seen before. I think most of my stuff I do is pretty boring standard stuff. I wouldn't let it frighten you. I would think that's a compliment. Russ, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, don't let it frighten you. It's like there's Charles and I scroll, but the way we scroll, he scrolls with 90% or all spiral blades, and I use different ones, but our style is different. We're going to do things different, and I keep thinking that to myself, that people watch my videos, I'm going to do something that is different than they've ever seen before, and they're going to say, wow, that is so much better. That's so much easier. I know without a shadow of a doubt that I've watched YouTube videos and seen things that people have done, and I went like, wow, why didn't I think of that? So,
my God. Now, I want to thank you, Russ. We have 13 viewers. I want to thank everybody in the Q&A section. And again, if you have any questions, even if this is months and years down the road and you're seeing this video, I will try to get to your. I'm the only one that has access to my channel for answering questions. As far as getting notifications, if Russ happens to be on my video going through the comments, he'll see it. But if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to put them in the comment section of this video or any other video you see. The evening show is 7:30 p.m. Central. That'll be tonight. We hope to have a full panel. We tried to have a full panel today, but Russ has his own little tagline, and I have mine. So I'm gonna.
Just you were saying that, but you forgot to mention I won't be on the show tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did write that on the notification for tonight's show.
Yeah, I won't be there tonight, and Charles gave me permission. I asked him. But Brian Gidney over at Summers Woodworking has asked me to be a what is it?
Interviewee.
All right. I'm being interviewed. So I'm the spotlight guy tonight on his show, Summers Woodworking. So I'm going to go over there tonight, and I talked to Charles about it, and he said, "Go! I can run the show by myself."
Yeah, Russ has hesitated because he's so loyal to me and the show, and I said, there's times you've covered the show by yourself, so I have no problem running it myself. I have problems, but not with you not being there. You know what I mean? In other words, you've done it for me, and another thing Russ says is I don't want you thinking every time somebody invites me to another show that I'm going to jump away. But I don't mind that because that's how you get your name out there even more than it is now.
Yeah, but when I make the commitment to come here and be with you and everything, I mean that's my commitment. I mean I don't mind doing it every once in a while, but it's definitely not going to be an all the time thing. And I'm flattered that Brian asked me to go over there. So
yeah, and you were on the Maritime Woodworking Show, which is another but they're 6 p.m. Central.
Yeah, theirs was before our show, so therefore it didn't interfere with our show, so I didn't mind that so much. This one is running the exact same time, so that's the reason I was very hesitant to do it. But
absolutely, I appreciate that though. But you are more than welcome to do that, and I'm going to run over to the Q&A right quick. E-Cabinets Tips and Tricks, which is Scott Marshburn, says I have a couple that are 3+ hours long. Although I had no intentions on attracting new subscribers, the intent was to give very detailed explanation of what I was doing. Even though these are very long, and I have been impressed with the number of views that they apparently hit it enter too soon. But like I was saying, if me personally as a viewer, if I'm into the content, I'll watch it. A lot of people base their viewing on how long of a time they have to sit at their desk and watch videos. But like Gwinnett Woodworkers tends to have an hour or longer videos. I'll watch most of theirs if I'm into the topic. But we have 2 more in the Q&A, and then we will probably end the show. Buffalo Works Ron says, thanks for the help. I hope we were able to help some. You're welcome, Ron. Bob Rawson says, another great show, especially as you had no topic to start. Still a full action-packed show. I don't know about action-packed, but thank you very much, Bob. Thank you to the 13 viewers we have. I'm going to let Russ say his little tagline first. I'll do mine next.
Keep the blade on the line.
But most important, don't scroll naked, and like the sign says, scroll on.